Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics this week shows egg prices in March rose to their highest level in 6 years. The cost for large grade A eggs last month was $2.06 per dozen and the highest since April 2008. Nebraska is in the top quarter for U.S. egg production. It ranked 12th in 2012 by producing more than 2.7 billion eggs. In March, the state joined in a lawsuit against California related to a ballot initiative aimed at increasing chicken cage sizes and following legislation that would bar states from selling eggs in California if they failed to comply with state production standards. The poultry industry is incredibly important to crop growers and specifically soybean producers. UNL Extension poultry specialist Sheila Purdum says those animals account for about 60% of soybean meal consumption in the United States. We talked with Sheila earlier this week in the Animal Science Building here on East Campus, where UNL is now using a different enclosure system to house and study some of its birds.
We installed this aviary system a few years back in response to changes in the industry, consumer groups asking for alternative housing to what we call our traditional cage system.
And how is it working so far? I mean, what goes into it?
Well, the aviary system provides the birds more of an open environment to move up and down at the nesting system and perch. And we're doing research on a couple of different things. We're looking at things such as aggressive pecking. We have an undergraduate student doing that now. And we're also looking at osteoporosis, bone strength and eggshell strength between the two systems.
Let's talk about poultry production in Nebraska. What do you think people would be surprised to know about it if they don't know much about it already?
Well, Nebraska has a long era of top egg producing state, but what most Nebraskans don't know is we're #1 in organic chicken production thanks to MBA Poultry's Smart Chicken products.
They are #1 in the country, you said.
#1 in the country for organic chicken, yes.
There was some news recently. Nebraska was joining a few other states in a lawsuit against California in the way that they're trying to get chickens in or what they'll buy there. Can you explain what that's about?
Well, that's specifically on the egg production side in response to Proposition 2, which takes effect in January 2015 in California. And it's very specific ruling, and it's requiring import of eggs from other states to follow the same ruling. And I believe we're part of a lawsuit that finds that unconstitutional, is challenging it, and I'm hoping that things will come out on the positive end there.
Essentially, Nebraska wouldn't be able to get into that market.
No, it's gonna, unless we follow the same rules that they voted on.
Is California a big market for Nebraska already?
Yes, it is. I want to say probably upwards of, I can't say percent production, but we would be one of 4 or 5 states that's exporting eggs to California in high enough volumes to make this important to us.
Farmers in Nebraska are getting ready to plant their spring crops, and as you said when we were talking, for a soybean farmer it's very important what's standing behind us because chickens are a big part of soybean consumption.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't realize it, but 60% of the soybean meal produced in the United States goes to poultry, and that's a large number.
Let's talk about the future for poultry. Are you trying to gain a little bit of an access or a market share with expensive beef and maybe a tighter supply of pork?
Yeah, I listened to an economist talk about that a month ago, and due to the high beef prices and some of the difficulties in this pork market, poultry's up-ramping, especially on the turkey side, trying to gain part of that protein market share.
Is it a healthy industry, poultry overall?
Yes, right now it's in a profit mode. It's not always in a profit mode, but because feed ingredient prices have stabilized a little bit lower than they were 2 years ago, it's helped the poultry producer.